Last week, a guy backed a $9,000 pickup into my bay and asked me to find everything wrong with it. 40 minutes later, I handed him the keys and told him I found nothing and that he just bought a truck that will outlive his next two cars. The truck is on this list. After 22 years turning wrenches, I've watched dealers steer smart people away from the most bulletproof pickups on the lot because nobody makes commission selling a truck that refuses to break. Today, I'm counting down 8 of them, the ones that run past 300,000 miles plus on oil and tires while the shiny new stuff rots in the service drive. Number 1, I'd bet my own paycheck on it. Let's get into it. Number 8, Nissan Frontier. Start here because this is the truck the whole industry forgot existed. The midsize Frontier, built from roughly 2005 through 2019, ran the same 4.0-liter V6 for almost its entire life, the VQ40DE. And that engine is the reason mechanics quietly recommend these to family members. It's a naturally aspirated, port-injected timing chain V6 making around 261 horsepower, and it was so good Nissan barely touched it for 15 years. No turbos, no direct injection carbon problems, no nonsense. I had a customer 2 summers ago, a landscaper, who had been told by a dealer that his 2014 Frontier with 140,000 miles was getting up there and he should trade it in. He brought it to me first. I pulled the valve covers, checked the chains, scoped the cylinders. That motor had another 150,000 miles in it. Easy. I told him to keep it and put the trade-in money in his pocket. Here's what you watch for. On the early 2005 to 2010 trucks, some upper timing chains had tensioner wear, so listen for a rattle on cold startup, and if it's quiet, you're fine. The VQ wants its valve clearance checked around 90,000 miles. Budget a couple $100 for that inspection. And watch the radiator on automatic transmissions because a cracked radiator can leak coolant into the transmission, called the strawberry milkshake, and that's the one failure that actually kills these trucks. Pull the transmission dipstick. If the fluid is pink and frothy, walk away. If it's clean and red, you found a gold mine. A clean 4.0 Frontier with under 130,000 miles runs $12,000 to $18,000 depending on cab and year. That's Tacoma reliability without the Tacoma tax. Number 7, Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra, the GMT 800 generation. Now I'm going old school on you because this is where the real hidden money is. The 1999 to 2006 Silverado and Sierra, the GMT 800 trucks, are some of the most durable half-ton trucks General Motors ever built, and you can buy one for the price of a used economy car. The secret is the engine you pick. Skip the cylinder deactivation drama that came later. On these trucks, you want either the 4.8-liter engine, or better yet, the 5.3-liter LM7 Vortec. That LM7 is an iron block, port-injected small block with no active fuel management, no fancy electronics, and an installed base in the tens of millions. Mechanics universally call it one of the most reliable V8 truck engines General Motors has ever made. A maintained one will hit 250,000 to 300,000 miles before it ever needs to come apart. The reason this matters is the 5.3-liter engines that came after in the 2007 and up trucks got that active fuel management system that switches the engine between 8 cylinders and 4. That system is famous for collapsing lifters and wiping camshafts, a repair that can cost $2,500 to $4,000. The older GMT 800 simply does not have it. Less technology, fewer failures. When you inspect one of these, 3 things. First, rust. These are 20+ years old now, so get underneath and check the frame, brake lines, and rocker panels. Rot kills these before the engine ever does. Second, the intake manifold gasket on the earliest 1999 to 2001. Trucks can weep coolant, a $400 fix, easy to negotiate. Third, the exhaust manifold bolts like to snap from heat cycling, so listen for an exhaust tick on cold start. You can buy a solid one of these for $6,000 to $10,000. For a work truck or a first truck for your kid, nothing touches the dollars per mile math. Number 6, Nissan Titan, the 2nd generation. This is the truck dealers genuinely cannot give away, and that is exactly why smart buyers should be circling it. The 2017 and up Titan packs a 5.6-liter endurance V8, the VK6VD, making 390 horsepower, bolted to a stout 7-speed automatic. It is a naturally aspirated V8 in a world that has gone all in on tiny turbos, and that is the whole point. I will give you the dirty secret of the used market. The Titan depreciates harder than almost any full-size truck on the road. Not because it is bad, but because Nissan's resale reputation in the truck world is weak, and the badge scares buyers. A truck that's stickered for $50,000 or more new can be had 3 or 4 years later for less than half. You are being paid in depreciation to ignore the badge snobbery. A contractor came in last fall with a 2018 Titan, 90,000 miles of hard work on it. He had bought it used for $26,000 when the equivalent F-150 was $34,000. In 2 years of ownership, he had spent money on brakes, tires, and 1 set of plugs. That is it. The 5.6 just runs. What to check? This engine likes its oil, so demand service records and pull the dipstick to confirm it is full and clean. A neglected one will show wear. Check the radiator and cooler lines like any tow truck, and test every electronic gadget because the Titan's weak spot is its smaller dealer and parts network, not its drivetrain. You want the electronics sorted before you buy. Who should grab one? Anybody who wants a real V8 for V6 money and plans to keep it 200,000 miles. Who should skip it? If you flip trucks every 3 years, the resale will hurt you. But that is a feature for the buyer, not a bug. Number 5, Ram 1500, but only the right one. Everybody assumes the only Ram worth buying is the Hemi. I'm going to tell you the opposite. The hidden gem is the 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 Ram from 2014 onward, and here's why it's smarter than people think. That Pentastar makes 305 horsepower, plenty for a half-ton that isn't towing a house, and it's paired with the ZF-designed 8-speed automatic, which is one of the best automatics put in any truck, period. The V6 sidesteps the Hemi tick and the multi-displacement lifter gremlins that haunt the V8 trucks. It just sips fuel and goes. One critical detail, and write this down, by 2014 or newer. The earliest 2011 to 2013 Pentastars had a cylinder head issue on the left bank that could cause a ticking and a misfire. Chrysler redesigned the head, and from 2014 on, it's a genuinely solid engine. So this is a year-specific recommendation, 2014 and up, and you're golden. When you shop one, do 3 things. First, check that 8-speed, drive it from a stop through 40 miles an hour, and feel for hard or confused shifts. Most issues are a software update, but you want to know. Second, scan for any stored misfire codes on the front left cylinders, your tell for an older, unrepaired head. Third, look hard at the interior electronics and the Uconnect screen, because that's where Rams age fastest, not in the driveline. A 2016 Ram 1500 V6 with 80,000 miles sits around $16,000 to $20,000, thousands under the Hemi trucks with lower running costs. The market punishes it for not being a V8. Let it. Number 4, Honda Ridgeline. People laugh at this truck until they own one, and then they shut up. The 2017 and up Ridgeline is built on the same bones as the Honda Pilot and Odyssey, which means underneath that unibody is the J35 V6, one of the most proven six-cylinders Honda has ever produced, making 280 horsepower and routinely going 250,000 miles plus. Truck guys hate that it's a unibody. Here's the truth. 90% of pickup owners never tow more than 5,000 pounds or leave the pavement. And for those people, the Ridgeline rides better, gets better mileage, and breaks down less than the body-on-frame trucks they're comparing it to. It's secretly a minivan drivetrain wearing a truck bed, and that's the highest compliment I can give it. Now, the one thing you must know, because it's the difference between a genius buy and a disaster. The J35 in the Ridgeline uses a timing belt, not a chain, and it's an interference engine. That means if the belt snaps, the valves and pistons collide, and you've destroyed the motor. Honda calls for replacement around 105,000 miles, or 7 years. So the move is simple. Either buy one where that belt service is documented, or buy one approaching the interval and negotiate the roughly $900 to $1,400 job into the price. Do that, and you've got a truck that'll run trouble-free for a decade. Other check, the earlier ones had variable cylinder management that can nudge up oil consumption, so confirm the oil is full and the records are clean. A 2018 Ridgeline with 90,000 miles runs about $20,000 to $25,000, and it'll cost you less to own than almost anything its size. We're into the top 3 now, and this is where the trucks stop being clever picks and start being the ones I actually put my own family in. If this kind of straight talk is saving you from a bad purchase, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I've got more videos breaking down exactly which trucks dealers push versus the ones that make sense. Let's keep going. Number 3, Ford F-150 with the 5.0-liter Coyote 5.8. This is the one I have to argue with people about because everybody walks onto the Ford lot convinced they need the EcoBoost. Let me save you a fortune. The truck you want is the 2011 and up F-150 with the 5.0-liter Coyote VE8. I am not guessing here. Go ask the techs at any Ford dealer which F-150 engine they would buy with their own money, and they will point at the Coyote almost every time. One word keeps coming up: bulletproof. It is a naturally aspirated, all-aluminum V8 with no turbos, no intercoolers, and no boost-related failure points. As one tech put it, it has more pistons doing less work, so it is not stressed the way a small twin-turbo V6 is. These routinely cross 250,000 miles on basic maintenance. Compare the repair reality. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost is a strong engine, and it will tow like a freight train, but it is a high-pressure, direct-injected twin-turbo motor. When something goes wrong, turbos, carbon buildup, intercooler condensation, you are looking at $1,500 to $2,500 just for a turbo job. And the carbon cleaning is not cheap either. The Coyote most likely expensive repair is a timing component down the road. And even that is straightforward because there is room to work and no boost plumbing in the way. I bought my brother-in-law into a 2016 5.0 with 95,000 miles for $22,000 2 years back. He tows a boat every weekend in summer. Total repair spend so far, a set of plugs, brakes, and tires. He keeps trying to thank me. Inspection. Listen at cold start for a brief cam phaser rattle on some examples, usually harmless, but you want to hear it for yourself. Confirm the oil is clean because the Coyote runs tighter oil tolerances. And on any F-150, get underneath and check the frame and the rear leaf hangers for rust if it is a northern truck. A 5.0 F-150 typically runs even money or slightly less than the EcoBoost version with the same miles. Same truck, simpler engine, lower lifetime cost. That is a free upgrade most buyers walk right past. Number 2, Toyota Tacoma. Now you might be thinking everybody already knows the Tacoma is good, and you're right, which is exactly the trap. But there's a specific version that's still a quiet gold mine if you know what to grab, and there's a reason mechanics never bet against one. The truck I'm pointing at is the 2005 to 2015 Tacoma with the 4.0-liter V6, the one GRFE. It's a chain-driven, naturally aspirated V6, making around 236 to 261 horsepower, depending on year, and it is genuinely one of the most overbuilt mid-sized truck engines ever sold. I've seen these north of 300,000 miles still running the original engine and transmission. They don't fail, they just get older. Here's the customer story that sticks with me. A nurse came in convinced her 2012 Tacoma with 180,000 miles was on borrowed time. She wanted to know what was going to break next so she could plan to replace it. I put it on the lift, went through the whole drivetrain, and told her the honest truth. Nothing's wrong, drive it another 100,000 miles. She didn't believe me. That's the reaction I get with these constantly. But I'm putting it at number 2 instead of 1 for a reason, and it's the catch you need to hear. The Tacoma's reliability is no secret, so the market charges you for it. These hold their value better than almost any truck alive, which means you'll pay more up front than the trucks higher on capability charts. So the smart play is finding the overlooked configuration, the base or work spec V6, the higher mileage but well-maintained truck, the one a dealer underpriced because it's plain. That's where the deal hides. 2 non-negotiable checks. First, the frame. Toyota had rust recalls on a big swath of these. Get underneath and inspect the frame thoroughly and verify any recall work was done. A rusted Tacoma frame is the one thing that can total an otherwise immortal truck. Second, on the manual transmission trucks, feel the clutch and check for leaks at the rear main. Pass those, and you're holding a truck that'll outlast you. Expect to pay $16,000 to $24,000 for a clean 4.0-liter Tacoma. And yes, that's a lot for an old midsize, but you'll get most of it back when you sell, and you'll spend almost nothing keeping it. The total cost of ownership is what makes it a gold mine, not the sticker. Which brings me to the one I'd buy over anything else on this list. Number 1, Toyota Tundra with the 5.7 V8. If you take one thing from this entire video, take this. The 2007 to 2021 Toyota Tundra with the 5.7-liter V8, the 3URFE, is the closest thing to an immortal pickup that has ever been mass-produced. And because Tundras get lumped in as just another truck, you can find high-mileage examples that are barely broken in for the money. Let me give you the numbers that made my jaw drop the first time. Toyota ran this engine through more than 1.3 million kilometers of durability testing before it ever hit the road. In the real world, a maintained 3 URFE will run 400,000 miles without internal work. And there is a famous one that crossed 1 million miles. 1 million. The bottom end is massively overbuilt for a half-ton. This is the same engine family that powered the Lexus LX and the Land Cruiser. It makes around 381 horsepower. It is naturally aspirated, it is chain-driven, and it tows and hauls at low RPM without ever straining. Fewer combustion cycles, less stress, more years. Here's why the high-mileage ones are the secret deal. People see 180,000 miles on a Tundra and panic. On a 5.7, that is a midlife crisis at worst. I tell customers all the time, a 200,000-mile 5.7 Tundra is a safer bet than a 60,000-mile modern turbo truck, and it costs less. A couple of years ago, a retiring electrician asked me whether to dump his 2014 Tundra at 190,000 miles. I told him I would buy it from him on the spot if he ever decided to sell, because that truck would see 400,000. He kept it. He is past 230,000 now. Brakes, tires, plugs, fluids, that is the whole repair history. Inspect for these. The 2007 to 2009 trucks had air injection pump faults that throw a check engine light, a known issue, so factor that in if the light is on. Check for a minor cam tower oil seep, common and usually not urgent. Watch for slight oil consumption on the highest mileage ones, a result of ring coking. Top it off and keep your oil changes religious. And on any older Tundra, inspect the frame for rust like you would the Tacoma. What does it cost? A second-generation 5.7 Tundra with 120,000 to 180,000 miles runs roughly $20,000 to $30,000 depending on year and trim. The newer turbo trucks that replace this engine are already racking up recalls and complaints, which is the best argument there is for buying the proven V8 instead. If I had to buy one truck today and drive it for the next 15 years with the lowest total cost of ownership on the planet, I would find a clean 5.7 Tundra and never look back. So there they are. 8 trucks the market overlooks and mechanics quietly buy. The forgotten Nissan Frontier, the dirt cheap GMT 800 Chevy, and GMC, the depreciation bargain. Titan, the smart money V6 Ram, the secretly a Honda Ridgeline, the simpler is better 5.0 F-150, the immortal 4.0 Tacoma, and the king of them all, the 5.7 Tundra. Every one of them will outrun trucks that cost twice as much. For one reason, they were built simple, and simple lasts. Next time a salesman tries to walk you toward a flashy, turbocharged lease return, you'll know exactly what to ask for instead. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. I've got a whole video on the trucks that earned legendary status in my shop, the ones that just refused to die, and the numbers to prove it. That's 22 years of watching trucks come and go. Take care of one of these, and it'll take care of you. I'll see you in the next one.